If y'all make sourdough from scratch, you will know how gorgeous the sight is. My son and I are getting ready to make a cast iron sourdough loaf. Hey everybody, so you may not have met this big young fella before. This is my oldest biological son, Logan, and today we are gonna make what?
Sourdough.
Oh yeah! Okay, so super quick, we're gonna walk you through the ingredients. The first thing you need is 5 cups of bread flour.
Split in half.
Split it in half. And then we need 2 cups of filtered water. Right there. We need 1.5 cups of our sourdough starter.
Try it.
Yep. And then we need 1 tablespoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons of pink Himalayan salt. And we're gonna start mixing them together. You ready?
Yep.
So on another note, my son just turned how old?
19.
19. All right, what are we gonna do first, buddy?
First, we're going to scoop all of this sourdough starter into the middle.
Yep.
Of the flour.
Go ahead. Ooh, super thick. Here, I'll help you. My hands are already dirty. Good job. And then we're gonna do what?
After we get all of this in here, we're going to put in water.
All right, go ahead and do that, and then we'll finish the sourdough in just a second. So go ahead and put the water in. All right, so next up in this sourdough making adventure, we are going to gently incorporate that sourdough starter into the water. We're gonna do it nice and gentle so it doesn't disrupt the gluten chains. And then around the walls of this, you'll remember that we had half the flour. So Logan's gonna start scooping around the sides and gently incorporating half of the flour into that diluted sourdough starter. And this is gonna take just a little while.
With this now finished, we are going to incorporate the second half of the flour along with the sugar and the salt.
Oh, we're getting fancy chef accents up in here. Okay, so hold on just 1 second. We're gonna add the sugar and the salt on top of that. I don't like to add my salt right on top of my yeast, so I always make sure that I put it on the top of the second half of the flour. So you can go ahead and start incorporating that. Scoop around the sides of the bowl. And then we'll start folding it in on top of itself to help build those gluten chains. All right, what's the next step?
We're going to be folding the dough over itself to build the gluten chains.
Yep.
Making sure not to overwork it.
That's right. And as Logan folds the dough in on top of itself, you guys want to make sure that you get your Dutch oven, your cast iron ready to go, because once the dough is ready, we're going to go ahead and plop it in our cast iron and let it proof for the next 16 hours. Good job, Log. Welcome back to Mother and Son Cooking. What's next, Logie?
Alright, well, now that we have the dough in the cast iron, we have to just put the lid on.
That's right.
Once you do that, just have it sit for 16 hours.
Okay.
And don't forget to feed the starter that you took from.
That's right. And ours is 100 proof, so it's equal parts flour and water. So we're going to go ahead and feed that, and we'll be ready for our next loaf. Thanks, Logan. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so our sourdough starter is now fed. You'll see that it is very far down in our 8-cup glass measuring bowl container. I like to just go ahead and put some cheesecloth over top of it and secure it with a rubber band, and then we'll show you how much it grows overnight.
Hi everyone, it's Logan again, back with the sourdough baking. It's been sitting for 16 hours, doubling in size. We have the oven set for 450 degrees. It's time to put it in the oven for 20 minutes.
Nice job.
Okay, so the bread has been the oven for 20 minutes, so we're going to take it out. Take off the lid.
Ooh, look at that steam.
And now we're going to
Put it back in the oven.
for
Another
10 to 14 minutes.
Good
so
job.
that it gets crusty, but still chewy on the inside.
Stay tuned.
It's been a bit over 14 minutes now, so let's take it out of the oven. Up next, we're going to turn it up to the cooling rack.
Yep. So we'll be right back.
Okay, now what you want to do with the cooling rack is just set it on top, pick it up, and just flip it over.
Nicely done. Yep, and then just go ahead and flip over your loaf. Beautiful work. All right. Did you like making sourdough? Awesome.
Okay, well, cast iron holds heat for a very long time.
Yes,
so
it does.
when you take it out of the oven, it's still going to be hot, and it'll be hot enough to burn you.
Yes.
So what you want to do is put an oven mitt on as a warning to people, which will make sure that they don't burn themselves.
Nicely done. All right, good job. Looks delicious.